Right, welcome back to the Rugby Magazine Fantasy Show. If you can get past my awful lockdown lid, I am going to run through each of the fixtures in this year's Guinness Six Nations Championship and tell you who our in-house AI thinks is going to win each of those and be crowned champion on the 20th of March. So to kick off this episode, I should probably introduce our in-house AI, Henry. Now he's a collection of algorithms that I've written that basically crunch all of the data that we're sent across. Now there's a huge amount of information that goes into building these predictions, predicted scores, predicted player scores, and obviously the scouting information that goes on in the background as well, and how important each of those players are to your squad. Each of those are available as part of the silver and gold upgrades on our fantasy platform for all of the different competitions that we run fantasy games for. Now I've used those projected scores that Henry has built and those projected player scores, and what he does is take those player scores, who he thinks is going to play for each of those fixtures, and then builds how many tries are going to be scored, how many goals are going to be kicked, and then an overall score for each of the teams and a result for each of those fixtures. Now I'm taking those for each of the fixtures through the Six Nations, building them together, and we will hopefully come out with a projected winner at the end of the tournament. So without any further ado, let's crack on with round one. Now Italy and France are going to kick off the competition at 2:15 on Saturday, and Henry has this one down as a 24-14 win for France. I don't think there's any surprises there. Next up is England against Scotland, and Henry has this one down as a 33-17 win for England. So he's got England down as a 4.02 try projection, which means that they should come out with a bonus point in that fixture. It's worth noting that Henry actually reckons this is the only try bonus point that's going to be scored throughout this tournament. I think that is slightly far-fetched, but we'll see. And so the next one up is Wales versus Ireland, and he's actually changed on this one. He had Ireland down as winners before the Ireland squad was announced. Having been announced, he now has Wales winning this one 26-25, so expecting a really close game in that one with a losing bonus point for Ireland. Generally throughout this, I think Henry thinks that Wayne Pivac is going to come good with Wales and that they're set for a really good tournament. So after round one, this is how the table is going to look. And so on to round two, kicks off with England against Italy. Now Henry has this one down as a 24-16 win for England. No try bonus point, that remains to be seen. I think England will probably score slightly more points than that, but 24-16 to England on that one. Next up, Scotland versus Wales, and he has this one down as a 25-18 win for Wales. As I said, he's pretty sure that Wayne Pivac is going to come good with this Wales side, but a losing bonus point for Scotland in that one. And so finally rounding out round two is Ireland versus France, and Henry has this one down as a 26-21 win for Ireland. So a losing bonus point there for France. I think that one's going to be mightily close. I think Ireland probably will win it, but as we've seen throughout all of the competitions this season, coronavirus really takes away any home advantage, so I think that one's going to be a really great fixture. So this is how the table looks at the end of round two. So round three, and this one kicks off with Italy versus Ireland, and Henry has this one down as a 22-14 victory for Ireland. So Italy just missing out on a losing bonus point in this one. So next up is Wales versus England, and Henry has this one down as a 33-26 win. So a mightily close fixture, promises to be an absolute classic, but he's got England coming out as the winners in this one, so a losing bonus point for Wales. Finally, rounding out round three is France versus Scotland, and Henry's got this one down as a 27-17 victory for France. So this is how the table will look at the end of round three. Moving on to round four, kicks off with Italy versus Wales. He has this one down as a 22-14 win for Wales. So following that is England versus France, and he has this one down as a 33-21 victory for England. 3.75 try projection there for England, so possible try bonus point, but their goals projection is 3.33 to 1.81, which ultimately is what Henry thinks will give England the victory in that fixture. Plenty of goal kicking. Finally, rounding out round four is Scotland versus Ireland, which Henry has down as a 25-18 win for Ireland. Projected tries for Ireland in this one, 2.28, but projected goals is high at 2.13, so again, should be a lot of goal kicking in what will promise to be an exceptionally tight game. Losing bonus point there as well for Scotland. So this is how the table will look after round four. And so the final round kicks off with Scotland versus Italy, and Henry has this one down as a 22-18 win for Scotland. losing bonus point there for Italy in that one. So next up is Ireland versus England, and another really close game, this one. Henry has it down as a 33 points 26 win for England, a losing bonus point there for Ireland. Finally, rounding out the tournament is France versus Wales. Henry has this one down as a 26 points 22 win for France, so a losing bonus point for Wales there. And then once the tournament is completed, March the 20th, this is how the table will look. So there we go, Henry has England to come out as Grand Slam champions. There were an awful lot of results there that were remarkably close, and I expect a couple of those to perhaps fall the other way, and we are set for an epic campaign through this season. And of course you can play it all on our fantasy app. We're the only fantasy game with a dedicated fantasy app, so jump on it, link will be in the comments below. Get on that, invite your friends and family, and of course look out for our warm-up Wednesday the 3rd of February, where we will be upgrading everybody who buys a silver upgrade to the gold upgrade. So just buy a silver upgrade, the game will take care of it, and you'll have access to all of the statistics that drive our fantasy platform throughout the campaign. That's available for the Six Nations. It's also available for our Premiership game too. And of course this year we are supporting the fantastic work that the RPA's official charity Restart Rugby are doing as well. Half of the upgrades for the Premiership upgrades go through to that charity. So please jump on it, buy a silver upgrade, support Restart and get upgraded to a gold upgrade as well. That is only available on Wednesday the 3rd though, so please do jump on that. Otherwise, hit that like and subscribe button and follow us on your favourite social media channel. Look out for Henry on social media as well. He tweets stats and all sorts of fantasy guff through the season as well. So jump on that, take a look, have a watch, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video where I'm going to be taking a look at some of the key players for this year's Six Nations campaign.